In this video, we will calculate your exact chance of getting back with your ex. More than 90% of my students had their ex telling them they will never get back together. In reality, 50% of them renewed their love relationship. Breakup is not breakup. If someone does not say, "I will never get back with you," if you are panicking that your breakup might be permanent this time, I am here to help you. After working as a breakup coach for 3 years and hearing hundreds of breakup stories, I've noticed a repeating pattern that keeps occurring to my students that get together with their ex. At this point, only by carefully listening to their story can I predict with almost 90% of success if my student will get back together with their ex, or if we should focus more on their recovery and moving on. I've gathered all my experience and made a list of these 5 true signs that can almost guarantee you will get back with your ex. This video will save you a ton of money on coaching because these signs are scientifically proven on the example of my students, and by following it carefully, you can get clarity on how much chance you have to get back together with your ex. As this video is scientifically proven, and each sign brings a certain percentage that helps you calculate your total chance of getting back with your ex, make sure to stay until the end. Just add all statements that refer to you, and you will get your total percentage of a chance to get back with your ex. Statement number 1, you are still in communication with your ex. If true, your situation adds a 25% chance. A lot of you are currently confused about your breakup, just like my students often are. Some of you are sure your ex has feelings for you, but it's so hard to tell. Include in there your mixed feelings, and the difficulty of figuring it out just increases. One of the clear signs you'll get back together is if you are still in communication, or you are hanging out like you are best friends. When relationships end permanently, a former couple usually tries to stay away from each other. If your relationship is ended, but you still know that you'll spend each Friday together, or that your ex will be your +1 at the upcoming event, you will most probably get back together soon. What is important to mention is that this sign does not have to be this obvious. It can be your ex saying they want to be friends with you. He or she reaches out for a holiday or your birthday. They still keep up with you on social media. They watch your stories or react to them. They share memes, like or comment your posts, or send you TikToks. If they drunk text you or get emotional, that's a good sign they still think of you and want you back. The same goes if you learn from mutual friends or their family they are miserable without you. If a majority of these situations are true for you, add a 25% chance of getting back with your ex again. Statement number 2, your ex reaches out to you when something important happens. If true for your situation, add a 15% chance of getting back with your ex. If you are the first person they reach out to when something important happens, it means you are still on top of their mind. If you're on top of their mind, that means they still have feelings for you. Having feelings for you means that they will most likely want to get back with you. If they do this when they are going through a stressful situation at work, have family problems, or have health issues, that means they still trust you the most and find comfort just by talking to you. If they reach out to you because something exciting happened, such as they got a new job or scholarship, they become an uncle or an aunt, or they bought a new car they always dreamed about, this means they still want to share positive things happening in their lives with you. They still see you as a positive figure in their lives and know you are a good person that will be happy for their success. When they associate you with positive events and have a need to reach out to you immediately after something great has happened, it means there is a great chance you'll end up together again. If this is true for your situation, add a 15% chance of getting back with your ex again. If you want to join our breakup coaching group, send us an email at jason@modernlovepotion.com. Statement number 3, neither of you is interested in seeing someone else. If true for your situation, add a 20% chance of getting back with your ex again. It's a common story. You break up with someone and a few months later you find out that they're already dating someone new. Meanwhile, you're still single and feel like you'll never love again. What gives? Well, the answer might be simpler than you think. If you and your ex are both avoiding the dating scene, It could be because you're both still hoping to get back together. On the surface, it may seem like your ex is moving on and leaving you in the dust, but the truth is that they are not interested in dating anyone else. It's probably because they're still holding out hope that you'll reunite. Likewise, if you're not interested in dating anyone else, it's probably because you're still secretly hoping that things will work out with your ex. Of course, this isn't always the case. There are plenty of people who genuinely move on after a breakup and don't look back. But if you find that you and your ex are both staying single, it's worth considering that there might be a spark there. After all, why would anyone want to date someone new if they're still pining for their ex? If both you and your ex are not interested in dating someone else, and you make sure that the other person knows you don't plan to date new people, this means that both of you are still hoping to get back together and don't want to ruin your chance. If both of you cannot bear the fact to be with someone else, this means that the breakup gave you a chance to better appreciate what you have in one another. And if this statement is true for your situation, add a 20% chance you will get back with your ex. Statement number 4, you and your ex have already gone through multiple breakups. If true for your situation, add a 20% chance of getting back with your ex again. If you and your ex have already gone through multiple breakups before, then you can probably recognize your ex's usual patterns of coming and going. Remember how your ex behaved after the other breakups, and discover if your ex is still receptive to you. If you analyze their pattern of behavior closely, you will get a clearer picture if this is again one of your breakups that are not permanent. And you are the one who can recognize and analyze this the best. Unfortunately, most people who go through multiple breakups with the same person don't learn their lessons and correct the behavior that caused the breakup in the first place. They tend to behave exactly as they behaved before, and as a result, they encounter the same personality clashes and maturity and capabilities in the near future, which causes a breakup all over again. Even when they get back together after a while, the outcome is often the same as they take each other for granted and don't correct their behavior. This is important to remember, that most relationships are not strong enough to withstand multiple breakups. In the end, one person will get tired of going through the same negative experience all over again and lose their patience and understanding. If you and your ex have already gone through multiple breakups and reconciled again, there is a higher chance you'll get back together again. In this case, you need to have in mind that each breakup damages your relationship with your ex, and you will come to the point where your ex will be too exhausted to try to fix things with you. Number 5, your ex kept your breakup private. If true for your situation, add a 20% chance of getting back with your ex again. If your ex thinks that your breakup is permanent and you will never be together again, they should have shared it with their family and friends. They say that it will come a time when they will share it with others, but now they just don't feel like it. Maybe they even ask you not to share that you broke up, or ask you to share it only with your inner circle. If they still keep your pictures on their social media or their profile picture, if their colleagues and friends all still think you are dating, that's a great sign that they are thinking about getting back with you and are not sure if they want to end your relationship permanently. The pros of getting back together with an ex. There are plenty of good reasons to get back together with an ex. For one thing, you already know each other well. You know each other's likes and dislikes, strengths and weaknesses. That can be a big plus compared to starting from scratch with someone new. Plus, getting back together with an ex can sometimes be less complicated than starting a relationship with someone new. All those pesky first date jitters will be long gone. Another pro of getting back together with an ex is you already have a shared history together. This can be particularly important for couples who have been together for a long time or who have started a family together. When two people have already built a life together, it can be hard to let go of all that history, even if things didn't end well the first time around. Lastly, getting back together with an ex can sometimes simply feel right. Sometimes couples just have a connection that can't be denied, no matter how much time has passed since they've seen each other. If you find yourself thinking about your ex constantly and wondering what could have been, It might be worth giving things another shot. Who knows? You might just end up being glad that you did. The cons of getting back together with an ex. Of course, there are also some potential downsides to getting back together with an ex, and it's important to consider those before making any decisions about reconciling. One con is that getting back together with an ex can sometimes mean repeating the same mistakes all over again. If your relationship ended because of unresolved issues or bad communication, those problems might still be there, even if everything seems perfect at first glance. Another potential downside of getting back together with an ex is that it can make moving on more difficult for both you and for them. In some cases, breaking up is actually the best thing for both parties involved, but only if both parties can move on afterward. If getting back together means preventing either of you from finding happiness elsewhere, it might not be worth it in the long run, no matter how strong your connection is right now. Before making any decisions about reconciling with an ex, it's important to consider both the pros and cons carefully. There are some definite benefits to getting back together with an old flame, but there are also some potential pitfalls to watch out for as well. Ultimately, only you can decide whether getting back together is right for you. But whatever decision you make sure it's one that you'll be happy with in the long run. How much of a chance do you have of getting back with your ex? Write down in the comments section down below.